First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude for the opportunity to present at this world first global event, World FinTech Festival, held across 40 countries today. During this session, ex-bankers deep dive into Baas and Super App, Mr. Fujii, ex-worker of Mitsubishi UFJ Bank, and myself, ex-worker of Mizuho Bank, will share with you the trends of FinTech market and deregulation, followed by leading services and the future of finance led by Baas and Super App. While FinTech growth in other countries stabilized, people still expect the FinTech market in Japan to grow even more. It has an impact between growing significantly, especially after 2018, and CAGR is projected to be 51% based on the past performance. Its market size seems to be around 110 million USD by the year of 2022, and high growth is expected for the future. COVID-19 has pushed digital transformation in Japan society as well, and therefore the demand for FinTech has increased. Japanese government positions FinTech as a part of national strategy and supporting its proactive innovation for economic growth and environmental improvement of the market in order to solve social problems. Let me introduce 6 examples of deregulation. First, revision for the cross-industry regulation. The complicated licensing system and the expensive cost to align the regulations had made the bar very high for the new entries from other industries. So they eliminated the complicated regulation system and set a fair competitive environment. And second, no more cap when investing in FinTech companies. By relaxing the regulation to limit the investment in other industries to 5% and 10% for banks and security companies respectively, they can now invest as much as they want. The third, further utilization of data. The data was not utilized well due to the heavy emphasis on personal information protection and other security issues. Now, it is possible to send data between vendors within the allowance of personal information protection, so those projects of new service development and information bank can move faster. Fourth, complete transaction online. When opening a bank account online, you can choose to complete the transaction from mailing or online ID check using smartphone and apps after submitting other information. Fifth, simplified license for payment. Accept cash transfer or more than 1 million yen with fund transfer service provider license. This required banking license before. Sixth, new addition of financial intermediation license. Accept intermediation in bank, security, and insurance industries using financial service intermediation license. This required intermediation license in one of the bank, security, or insurance industry before. Thanks to those deregulation, open innovation projects between FinTech companies and Japanese financial institutions have boosted. For example, collaboration with payment vendor through API, and operation efficiency improvement with AI, chatbot, etc. by banks. Digitalization of security using security token, and even collecting health information using wearable devices in insurance industry, etc. All the services have been released already after demonstration experiment. Now, I would like to introduce the leading startup in Japan. In each operation category, for your information, we asked Nikkei FinTech for help when choosing the startups. First, the company who sparked the growth of FinTech in Japan and is proactively taking responsibility for open API implementation by banks, Money Forward. Money Forward provides the B2C asset management service with 10.5 million users and more than 2.5K companies connected its platform. They went IPO in 2017 and added new functions such as asset management advice and financial planner reference. Next is the SaaS pioneer for back office operation, Free. They provide service for SMB companies, back office, and it covers from accounting, HR, tax application, my number management, corporation establishment, and so on. They also went public in 2019 and has expanded their business into loan service using account data and factoring. WealthNavi. They provide B2C robotic advisor service. Their deposit asset is 300 billion yen as of November 2020. IPO'd in 2020, and now they're on track after expansion of collaboration with financial institution. Smart Plus, that operates security platform. By providing security function to Credit Season and others, they operate their private security application and smartphone trust fund service on the same platform. As their group company entered in insurance industry, they are planning a wider coverage on their platform business. TrustDog, who provides KYC as a service. Combining about 20 APIs, they fulfill the ID check requirement by financial institutions and enterprises. For B2C, they provide digital ID application. They are expanding their business with intention to enter Southeast Asia market now. Payday, that operates deferred payment service, make a deferred payment only with email address and phone number. Credit decision can be made 0.5 seconds only. Number of users have arose to 3 million as of March 2020 already. Now, let me explain the transition of payment service in Japan. Here in this slide, it shows customer, service provider, payment network, and 3 different payment methods categorized by each law. From the top, we have real-time bank payment, prepaid, and postpaid. And on right, you can see the overseas transfer network. Many payments vendors are concentrated in the Payment Settlement Act layer in Japan, and they provide unique services. This is a landscape map of domestic cashless payment service made by Cloudcast. We use banks and credit cards to top it up on these payment services. While banks make their API available, in order to collaborate with startups for open event. In payment network layer, there is J-Coin, led mainly by Mizuho Bank. There are 90 financial institutions joining. This type of operation is known as Zengin Light, and players like J-Coin and D-Collet could possibly provide inexpensive transfer method instead of Zengin Net. In the existing Swift layer, speedy payment code developed by MUFJ and Akamai is getting a lot of attention lately. In service provider area, Apple, Google, and Amazon are providing financial services already and made a new different like this. Under this situation, Baas, which is an API retail banking, has arose as a new business model. What is so unique about this? The banks does not directly provide service to users. The users match the financial service to the services that they use daily in different industries, so that the banks can provide their service indirectly through other vendors. By using this indirect model by Baas, there are values for banks, vendors, and consumers. Banks can gain new customer base by using indirect channels through vendors. Vendors can provide financial functions to users in their service without banking license, so that they can focus on providing high-quality service with added value to their users. And customers, meaning the vendor's users, can use familiar service with financial functions, especially for banks. Getting across those customer base of vendors by providing Baas is a great value. Let me introduce the Baas service provided by Goldman Sachs as an example. They provide installment payment to JetBlue Airways passengers, Apple Card with their Baas. Indirect model by providing Baas to Amazon loan borrowers, and business loan in Walmart Marketplace. After 2000 in Japan, internet banking by Sony, e-commerce Rakuten, and others have increased. Nowadays, cross-industry collaboration like SMBC and Yahoo, Aozora Bank and HIS, which is tourist agency, and even a new bank by Mizuho Bank and LINE have arose. Please look at this landscape map made by me. Baas model business has been expanding with FinTech startup Infurion as a lead. I believe it is not too much to say that their FinTech companies, which banking API is connected to, take the key role of Baas. Thank you very much. Now my part is over and would like to pass it to Mr. Fujii and have him deep dive into Super App. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tatsuto Fujii from Microsoft Japan. Today I'd like to share my thought on how financial institutions can compete with super apps in Japanese market. So let me introduce myself. I have 15 years of IT and consulting leadership, IBM and Microsoft. And last 8 years, I worked for 2 financial institutions. The first one is MUFG, and the second one is the AU Financial Holdings, which is the subsidiary of KDDI. So according to an App Annie survey, the impact of the COVID-19 situation has increased number of app downloads by 25%. And also, average mobile usage time has been increased by 43%, so which is really huge. So I'm guessing that there is probably a similar situation in other countries. Since people are restricted from going out during the lockdown, you have to use your smartphone to order meals and purchase daily necessities. Now that people are spending so much time on the smartphones, they will want to perform all their daily activities efficiently. So the form of a super app may be a solution to that demand. As shown here, Alipay is the world's largest super app in terms of number of users. At the end of the last year, the number of Alipay users have exceeded more than 1.2 billion. It is an incredibly huge platform used by about 85% of China's total population. That is really huge. So as the name suggests, super app is all-in-one experience to access to many different services, saves smartphone space without having a lot of other apps. Users will be very loyal to an app that is really easy to use, and of course friction-free and more functional, and provide good services and allow for a multifaceted experience. So the super app model makes sense through many apps like WeChat or Grab or Gojek in Southeast Asia. So most are becoming an essential part of the life, where you can conduct payment, order your financial product, groceries, book travel, or buy a plane ticket all in one place. So just like China and Southeast Asia, super app is becoming popular in Japan. Nowadays, three major telecom companies, SoftBank and NTT Docomo and KDDI, operate super apps, each with around 30 to 40 million customer bases. So as you can see from these screenshots, the user interfaces are very similar. The barcode or QR code payment is placed at the top, and the mini app icons at the bottom. So there are minor user interface differences between these three apps, but they also have similar usability. So when the user launches the app, they see icons and campaigns for various services, and then the customers will take other actions. So the basic business model of this Japanese super app is to enhance the relationship with customers through the barcode or QR code payment, and lead customers to more high-margin transactions such as financial product or e-commerce. Customers can also check the rewarded points on the super app. So they will reach the app almost every day to check how many points they earn, or payment history that they made. So which is a very strong way to get daily connections on the mobile devices with the customers. Moreover, everyone can use these super apps without having a cell phone contracts or subscriptions. So in other words, these super apps are open to everyone, meaning that telecom companies are leveraging super apps to grow new revenue stream other than mobile phones. So other large companies are also entering the super app market. Line is a company that operates a communication platform with more than 80 million users. Line's super app already offers various mini apps, including various financial mini apps such as stock trading or robo-advisor, foreign exchange or crypto assets, and even insurance. And Toyota, an automobile company, is also actively developing a super app called Toyota Wallet. And Toyota Wallet is expanding its functions in the areas of Mars. For another example, ANA, a major Japanese airline, is also planning to launch super app called ANA Payment. So large companies with a large customer base are considering entering the super app spaces. I expect that this move will continue for next several years. So why are these companies entering super app with a famous focus on payments? One reason is that FinTech services have a positive effect on customer retention. So FinTech services, for instance, payment or personal loans or wealth management can retain the customers efficiently from the efficiently. So this comes from the fact data of AU Payment, where I was previously working for. So the more customers make daily payments, the better NPS, Net Promoter Score. And furthermore, think of this scenario. For example, a customer make payments on super app and get reward points and invest into stock trading or mutual funds using those points with a few clicks, frictionless user interface. This scenario would work very well to retain and convert customers into the asset management services, which is more profitable. However, in this increasingly competitive super app markets, customer acquisition cost is becoming higher and higher. So super app operators are using large amount of reward points to acquire new customers, which is also a burden on this business model. However, anyway, the presence of super app is increasing day by day in Japan, and the active rate is steadily increasing. I think super app will continue to grow and gain major share of the retail financial transactions. So I used to work for a financial institution, but I think super app is becoming a threat to existing financial institutions. Some super app operators, such as SoftBank, KDDI, or LINE, or other super app operators, have banks and brokerage and credit card issuer, or even insurance companies under their umbrella. So in the future, super app and financial services will be further more integrated. Incumbent financial institutions will have to be aware of this situation and take certain actions. So I think there are three major strategic options that incumbent financial institutions should take. The first one is the strategy become a platformer by themselves and stand in front of customers more actively. I think this scenario is ideal, but at the same time, it is very difficult to perform for their incumbent financial institutions. The second one is to partner with a super app operator, like I introduced before, and become a provider of financial mini app. Mini app works under the super apps. It is quite efficient way to provide the new services to the customers. So any super app operator that does not have a financial institution under its umbrella could be a partner with the financial institution. So by partnering with multiple super app operators, financial institutions can increase the number of customers they can reach. But at the same time, they will also have to compete against other financial institutions that will develop financial mini apps at the same time. So I think the better user experience for financial mini apps is the key factor to perform this strategy. So the last option is to work with various players as a provider of Baas, bank as a services. API functions for the company for their outside companies. So this option is more systematic and closer partnership with the external companies. Financial institutions may increase the number of customers they can reach by partnering with companies that do not have a huge customer base, or companies that want specific financial functions. Banks are actively adapting this strategy, especially in the United States. However, leading fintech startups have entered this area, and they may be a strong competitor for financial institutions also. So the agility and API usability are required for this option. So finally, I think what all these three strategies have in common is importance of technology. Financial institutions would not be able to compete in this competitive environment in the future if they rely on technology with the external companies, external tech companies. So I believe that financial institutions need to deepen their understandings of technology, and also they will need to hire talented people among the technology side and transform themselves into technology companies. Maybe they also need to transform the organization and human resources rules as well. And maybe also they need the speed to perform that strategy. That's all for me. Thank you.